I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Today, the MAGA Republicans held a hearing in the House of Representatives in the Oversight Committee about gas stoves, a MAGA Republican conspiracy theory that Democrats and President Joe Biden are trying to take away your gas stoves that spread on right-wing echo chamber media is now a hearing and a focus of the MAGA Republicans in the House of Representatives. But Democratic Congress member Jared Moskowitz had the perfect response during today's hearing. Play this clip.
You know, and it's warm and you're in the kitchen and you stare into the knobs of your beautiful stainless steel beauty. I got it. I get the bravado. We can pry your gas stove from your cold, dead hands, or give me my gas stove, or give me death. You know, I have a 6-burner double oven range that sits on legs. I mean, I miss her right now as we're talking about it. And so I think, because it's a two-party system, I think when my colleagues across the aisle, the other party, show leadership, the leadership of our times that is desperately needed, Democrats like myself should commend them. And I want to apologize on behalf of the Democratic Party that we have decided to put kids' safety in their neighborhoods, from getting gunned down in movie theaters or grocery stores or school churches or synagogues. We as Democrats have clearly lost our way, that we are not focused on appliances. And so we're finally seeing our friends across the aisle stand up for parents all across the country as they tuck their kid in at night, as they dress them for school in the morning, as they are worried that they may not come home. My friends across the aisle are telling those parents, you can breathe a sigh of relief, that the grand appliance party is going to make sure your gas stove goes nowhere. You might own a small business, and you are worried about how you're going to pay your employees if we default. The good news for you today is that if you have to shutter your business because the country defaults, your gas stove will still be there. And so, you know, I look forward to the legislation of our time, the Appliance Bill of Rights that might come in front of this committee, and joining.
You know, when I saw that clip of Congress member Jared Moskowitz, Democratic superstar freshman Congress member from Florida, and I saw on the bottom of C-SPAN, it said gas stove regulations. And I said, could they really be holding a hearing on gas stove regulations based on a MAGA Republican conspiracy? Is that the hearing that these MAGA Republicans who control Congress are holding? And yes, I went to the House Oversight Committee calendar, and here it right is, House Oversight and Accountability hearing. The hearing today was called Consumer Choice on the Back Burner, examining the Biden administration's regulatory assault on Americans' gas stoves. I'll talk more about the MAGA Republican conspiracy in a moment, but I want to show you another Democratic superstar, Chantal Brown from Ohio. This is what she said during today's ridiculous MAGA Republican hearing. Play this clip.
Energy is doing, making sure that gas stoves are less expensive to operate and produce fewer toxins and health hazards. It is my hope that my Republican colleagues will redirect their focus to the well-being of American people rather than politicizing kitchen appliances. Because you know what they are banning? Abortions. You know what they are banning? Books. You know what they won't ban? Assault weapons. But we are sitting up here talking about a ban on gas stoves. But I should
There are critical issues that America needs to address. And this is how the MAGA Republicans in the House of Representatives are spending their time. So how did we even get here other than the fact that the MAGA Republicans are have been completely taken over by Trumpism and this idiocracy? Well, the chair of the Consumer Product Safety Commission, so a member of the board of a Consumer Product Safety Commission, which is an independent agency of the United States government, simply had made a comment about wanting to make gas stoves safer, period. That is what the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission does. I'll read the full statement from the chair. It says, over the past several days, there has been a lot of attention paid to gas stove emissions and to the Consumer Product Safety Commission. Research indicates that emissions from gas stoves can be hazardous, and the CPSC is looking for ways to reduce related indoor air quality hazards. But to be clear, I am not looking to ban gas stoves, and the CPSC has no proceeding to do so. CPSC is researching gas emissions in stoves and exploring new ways to address health risks. CPSC also is actively engaged in strengthening voluntary safety standards for gas stoves. And later this spring, we will be asking the public to provide us with information about gas stove emissions and potential solutions for reducing any associated risks. This is part of our product safety mission, learning about hazards and working to make products safer. That comes from the chair, and that came from January of 2023. And based on that, Republicans spread all of these conspiracies like they always do about the green M&M and the purple M&M and Dr. Seuss and Mr. Potato Head, whatever stupid culture war issue they want to spew. This is one of the conspiracies that they made up. Remember this? This was from Tucker when he still worked at Fox. Play this clip.
Unless we're not embarrassed to be made fun of by MSNBC. Oh, you're obsessed with gas stoves. No, you're obsessed with gas stoves, buddy. You're obsessed with controlling my life, and I'm not going to let you. Come and take it. How's that? But no one says that. So now they're banning laundry detergents, because those are dangerous too. Incandescent light bulbs. They're also on the way out. The Department of Energy has just banned them. They look too good. So now you're stuck with some glowy fluorescent crap. You're saving the planet.
So on that basis, the MAGA Republicans in May of 2023, May 24, 2023, held a hearing on this, a conspiracy that they made up to lie to the American people instead of focusing on issues that matter to the American people, like jobs and education and healthcare and a looming debt default created because MAGA Republicans have taken our economy hostage.
Have you heard of senescent cells, also known as zombie cells? These old, worn-out cells, they no longer serve a useful function for our health, wasting our energy and our nutritional resources. These zombie cells tend to accumulate in our bodies as we age, leading to the aches, slow workout recoveries, and sluggish mental and physical energy associated with that middle-aged feeling. Now, our sponsor, Neurohacker, packs 7 of the most science-backed senolytic ingredients into one formula called Qualia Senolytic. And you can take it just 2 days a month for fast, noticeable benefits for a much better aging process. Senolytic ingredients are science-backed to support our body's natural elimination of the zombie cells. Now, my body and energy levels feel about 15 years younger after just a couple months of adding Qualia Senolytic to my diet. I love how easy it is to take, and having more physical and mental energy for my family and friends is such a win, and how I show up for my family and those I love, they really notice the difference. My productivity has doubled. I feel invigorated and enthusiastic again with the daily drive and enthusiasm to get things done. The formula, it's non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, and the ingredients are meant to complement one another, factoring in the combined effect of all ingredients together. It's also backed by a 100-day money-back guarantee, so you have almost 3 months to try Qualia Senolytic at no financial risk and decide for yourself. If you're in your late 20s or older, adding Qualia Senolytic to your diet can play a crucial role to combating negative aging symptoms. Go to neurohacker.com/MeidasTouch for up to 50% off Qualia Senolytic. And for those listeners of MeidasTouch, use the code MeidasTouch at checkout for an extra 15% off your first purchase. That's neurohacker.com/MeidasTouch to try Qualia Senolytic with code MeidasTouch and start your aging on your terms.
Just so you see, here is the subcommittee chair, MAGA Republican Pat Fallon, talking about the hearing today. Play this clip.
Today we're going to examine the Department of Energy's proposed rule on conventional cooktop stoves, and more specifically, its de facto ban on gas stoves. This proposed rule is just one in a series of recent actions that embody the Biden administration's whole of government approach to overregulate Americans' day-to-day lives. Like many of you, I was shocked when I first heard the report that the federal government was even considering such a proposal. I thought, surely this can't be true, it's some clickbait. But no, after looking into the details, it is unfortunately true. It is a de facto ban. The Biden administration is looking to regulate gas stoves out of existence. We know that the department has the authority to regulate energy efficiency standards for appliances and has done so far, they've done that for decades without really a major issue. But since Joe Biden took office, he made clear from day one that he was on a mission to abolish fossil fuels. Under his watch, energy prices have skyrocketed while agencies push through rules to suppress energy production and hurt American energy independence. His administration is even going after Americans' household appliances. What is more American than a gas stove? And not just gas stoves. It's also targeting dishwashers, refrigerators, water heaters, furnaces, and even air conditioners. So while Americans suffer under the weight of inflation, that has not let up, it wasn't transitory. The Biden administration is trying to make Americans' lives even more expensive. The Biden administration doesn't seem to understand it is supposed to be government of, by, and for the people, not bureaucrats, and not the Beltway. Or maybe it's just that that's why it's taking such an effort to hide its agenda from the American people. For example, today we have another Biden administration agency refusing to testify about a rule and rulemaking authority that is affecting so many Americans. The Department of Energy ought to be here at this hearing to answer questions about rulemaking on its gas stoves, but again, it's not. The Department of Energy refused to come, claiming that the rulemaking process is ongoing. That's exactly when Congress should be asking questions, not when it's finished. What the Department of Energy, what are they hiding? Why are they afraid to come and answer questions about one of its own priorities before the elected representatives of the people? Well, they can't keep hiding. That's why Chairman Comer and I have sent an invitation for Undersecretary Dr. Jerry Richmond to testify about not just this rulemaking, but the entire Department of Energy's rulemaking agenda for home appliances. And I ask unanimous consent to enter this letter into the record without objection. So ordered. The American people deserve to understand the Biden administration's effort to regulate their stoves, their furnaces, their appliances, and quite frankly, their lives. That said, I thank the witnesses for appearing today and for your willingness to testify about this important issue. And with that, I yield to Ranking Member Bush for her opening statement.
And by the way, while the MAGA Republicans are holding that hearing, talking about a gas stove conspiracy theory, the other day this week on Tuesday, during a GOP conference, House Republicans did a 15-minute fundraising auction for used chapstick that was used by Kevin McCarthy. And so Marjorie Taylor Greene bid $100,000 for Kevin McCarthy's used chapstick. This is a true story, for used chapstick. And so she won the used chapstick. Olivia Beavers, reporter, writes, others bid on it well, but Marjorie Taylor Greene ultimately won. As bidding went on, Kevin McCarthy would sweeten the deal, throwing in agreeing to attend a dinner with donors, supporters for whoever wins. So that's how Marjorie Taylor Greene is taking over the MAGA Republican Party, by buying Kevin McCarthy's used chapstick for $100,000. And here is a photograph of it. I mean, you don't get much weirder than buying used chapstick. I mean, it's very, very strange. And here, by the way, is MAGA Republican Kevin McCarthy today as well, saying that it's the Democrats' fault that the MAGA Republicans have kept our economy hostage right now, has taken our economy hostage. Because for the first time in our history, it is the MAGA Republicans who refuse to raise the debt ceiling, threatening to send our economy into a Great Depression. Play this clip.
Let's do that. That's all we're asking. We're being reasonable.
The fact that you're going to need Democratic votes, probably in the House, definitely in the Senate. You have a Democrat in the White House. Why not offer a single concession beyond saying we're not going to default?
We've offered a lot of concessions. The cap on the spending is a Democrat idea. The work requirement was a Democrat idea. I can't help it if the Democrats have become so extreme and now as a party of Bernie Sanders than the party where Joe Biden was elected. Joe Biden is the president of the United States. He is the head Democrat. But if AOC and Bernie Sanders is going to run their party, that's not my fault. I'm not even sure Bernie Sanders is a registered Democrat.
And finally, I want to throw it to MeidasTouch contributor Fred Wellman, who found this gem. And this was an interview with MAGA Republican Matt Gaetz, who says the quiet part out loud, that the MAGA Republicans are taking our economy hostage. Play this clip.
Hey guys, Fred Wellman, the MeidasTouch Network. You know, we say a lot that the Republicans have a habit of saying the quiet part out loud. Well, this week, Matt Gaetz really did. Watch this.
So would you say then the conservatives like yourself are becoming more pessimistic about the state of negotiations if, there's a bipartisan deal in sight maybe? Or how would you characterize the mood among your conservative colleagues right now?
I think my conservative colleagues, for the most part, support limit safe growth, and they don't feel like we should negotiate with our hostage.
Get it? Negotiate with their hostage. That hostage, president, the American economy, you. Matt Gaetz doesn't think he needs to negotiate. That's what they really think of us. They're out to destroy this country like terrorists do. Terrorists hold hostages. That's who we're dealing with. See you Friday.
I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network, and folks, this is existential. It is critical that you share these videos and you spread the message with friends, coworkers, colleagues, family members. Just let them know the facts. It's why we show you these videos, which you're not seeing anywhere else. So please let people know what is going on. Let them hear it for themselves. Until next time, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers thanks to your incredible support. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch and wherever you get audio podcasts. Make sure you subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast as well. Hit subscribe on YouTube. It is free.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.